Hi guys, and welcome to this new Arabic lesson with me, Maha. Today I'm going to answer all your questions regarding Ramadan. What is Ramadan? Why do Muslims all around the world fast? And a lot of related questions that are going to be answered quickly, sharply, and to the point in this lesson. Before we start with the lesson, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on Instagram at MAHA'S, and like my Facebook page at Learn Arabic with Maha. One word only. Without further ado, let's get started. Millions of Muslims around the world started fasting Ramadan yesterday. Ramadan is the holiest amongst the months of the Islamic calendar, the Sana al-Hijriya. It's the month in which millions of Muslims around the world fast. Fasting Ramadan brings people closer to God. They pray, help who is less fortunate than them, feed the hungry, engage in charity work called zakat. So it's a real month in which you detach yourself from all the pleasures in life and concentrate on prayer and helping others. Muslims fast and abstain from eating or drinking anything from dawn until dusk. The fast itself is a real exercise on self-restraint. People in Ramadan don't abstain only from drinking and eating. There are a lot of things that are much more important to fast from, like smoking, like engaging in riots or in violent actions towards others, in cursing, in gossiping, in fighting, verbally and physically. You are really more concentrated into detaching yourself and detoxifying your soul, concentrating all your energy during this month to prayer for a better self and for helping with the zakat and with charity work the others who are more in need or less fortunate. People during the fast do not only again abstain from the food, the drinks that I listed before, but also they try to dress a little bit more conservatively. They also spend the majority of their times inside the mosques praying. Fasting is so important. It makes part of the 5 pillars of Islam. 5 pillars of Islam include fasting Ramadan, praying the daily prayers, going eventually to Al-Hajj, to Mecca, making the pilgrimage, the declaration of faith, which is called the Shahada, faith of Islam, and the last one is the zakat, which is the charity work. Muslims break their fast with a sip of water and eating one date, just like Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet, 1,400 years ago did after he broke his fast. So Muslims, this is the first thing they do. They break their fast by sipping one sip of water and eating the date, and then having a celebration meal called Iftar. Iftar is like literally the breaking of the fast, where people can really eat everything they had wished eating throughout the day when they were fasting. Iftar is a beautiful moment where you are recollected or you are gathered by your loved ones, your family members, and your friends, and you can celebrate eventually this whole effort that you've done throughout the day by fasting, by not even sipping one sip of water, by not smoking nothing if you're a smoker, by abstaining from all the pleasures of the world, and showing this strength and willpower into eventually being rewarded with this iftar. Iftar is a beautiful thing that we usually do in the Arab world. As I told you, Ramadan is a very important month where you show how much you care for others. So usually mosques and aid organizations create collective Iftar celebration. I remember because I used to teach in the University of Al-Quds in Jerusalem, and I spent the whole month of Ramadan there teaching, and I used to see hundreds and hundreds of people going into Al-Aqsa Mosque and having this collective meal, Iftar meal together. They would open tables, and they would the whole food would be paid by some charity of other people to feed the people who can't afford having it with their families. They would they would gather together and have hundreds and hundreds of people sitting and eating, sipping the first sip of water and then the date, and then having this whole iftar meal together in the Al-Aqsa Mosque or everywhere. You would see quantities, a big number of people gathering together and having iftar together. It's a magical atmosphere. It's like having a holiday every day of Ramadan, because you've worked so hard, you showed self-restraint, and then you are rewarded and granted this beautiful moment with your loved ones where you can eat the food that you have been craving the whole day. Can Muslims be exempted from fasting? Yes. Little children, elderly people, pregnant women, or the sick and ill and patients that can't really afford to fast Ramadan, they are exempted from fasting. They can simply pray or go to the mosque a little bit more without having to really abstain from eating and drinking. Some people really do have to drink and eat. These people usually, if they are in public, they try to not eat in front of the people who are fasting, because it's like it's a temptation, and it's also irrespectful of you to be like eating and drinking and licking ice cream in front of people who are like trying to concentrate all their energy into abstaining from that. So yeah, or even smoke is an offense in some countries. Even it's like an illegal, something really illegal to do, but usually people like respect others. We, for sure, as Christians, for example, inside our schools and in high school, I had a lot of Muslim friends who did fast. We were not children anymore in high school, so we tried also, like when it was so hot. And usually Ramadan is like these last years is coming in the summer, where you are really craving a sip of water. And so what we usually did is try to hide or like to drink elsewhere our water, and then come back to class without our without putting more suffering to our classmates who were fasting. So it's a nice collaborative technique to simplify the fasting for them, because it's really difficult. And I remember in my village where our Muslim friends encouraged us, the Christian students, to try to fast at least one day. And I remember when I was about 15-16 years old, I tried to fast one day just to show solidarity with my Muslim friends, and it wasn't easy. So yeah, that's why I respect the people who are able to not the food aspect, but just like the drink. Imagine the drink in the summer, and you abstain from that from dawn till sunset. Sometimes it's a lot of hours, and yeah, I respect that self-restraint and willpower. It's really incredible. How do Muslims mark the end of Ramadan? So towards the end of Ramadan, towards the last 10 days, there's something called Laylat al-Qadr, which is the night of destiny. This Laylat al-Qadr, it is said that this is the night where God is really listening and trying to fulfill all of your prayers. You've been going to the mosque every day, you've been praying, you've been a good Muslim, you've been doing some charity work, you helped a lot of people, you abstained from all the pleasures in the world, you showed willpower and strength in abstaining from anything, you fasted the whole month. Now God is here to listen to all your prayers and to fulfill all your desires. So Laylat al-Qadr is the night where it's all the people are flooded in the mosques, are sitting there and praying, and the prayers are so beautiful. You can't imagine how like the chanting and the music out of the prayer is so beautiful, especially Laylat al-Qadr. Laylat al-Qadr, they say this night you can desire anything and God is there to listen and to fulfill it. Ramadan ends with the 3 days of Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr is the holiday that comes after Ramadan, which is the holiday of the fasting, actually, Fitr, or the breaking of the fast, sorry. So it's a holiday where you ended your Ramadan, you ended your duties, you made all the required things, you fasted, not only from food, you gave charity. Now it's the time to celebrate with Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr is a really big celebration of a 3-day food, dessert, sweets, children in the streets, party, music, people coming together, people chatting and sitting and eating and drinking non-stop, because like they have to compensate on the whole fast. A lot of celebrations, children with new clothes, a lot of cash and presents to the little children, and still zakat, which is charity. People are really generous in Eid al-Fitr and in Ramadan in particular, and like the Arab people are really famous of being generous, but in Ramadan and in Eid al-Fitr, which is a feast after Ramadan in particular, generosity comes out. It's beautiful. It's a really beautiful sensation. As I'm not a Muslim, but I'm how to say, the culture is implanted deep in me, and it's something that I lived my whole life witnessing. You know, I was celebrating with my Muslim friends, and it's like a big, really, to explain it to you, it's like our Easter. We are so happy that Jesus has risen, and we're celebrating, and when we're having barbecue, we're going out to nature and new clothes and food and presents and etc. It's exactly like this, but for 3 intensive days. That's Eid al-Fitr, which comes after fasting your whole month of Ramadan. So this is all about Ramadan. I hope I answered all your questions. If you have any more questions, reply to them below. Remember, I'm not a Muslim. I'm just an Arab person who lived among Muslims and witnessed all of Ramadan. I even tried it on myself. We are so united, especially the Palestinians, Muslims and Christians. They celebrate both Eids or Ayad or holidays together. That's why I am teaching Arabic, but I also wanted to take advantage of the fact that it's Ramadan now to teach you some of the things regarding Ramadan that maybe you didn't know or you wanted to know in a very simple, basic and short way. How to wish your friends happy Ramadan or happy Eid. You would say Ramadan Mubarak, or you can specifically say Eid Fitr Saeed, Eid Fitr Saeed, or Eid Fitr Mubarak, or simply Eid Mubarak, a blessed holiday, or like have a nice holiday, happy holiday, Eid Mubarak. So I want to take advantage of this and tell إخوتي وأخواتي الفلسطينية والمسلمين بشكل عام، كل عام وأنتم بخير، يا رب ينعاد علينا وعليكم بالصحة وبالخير وبالسلام، وإن شاء الله كل رمضان ونكون مناح، إن شاء الله نعيد عيد الفطر بأوقات أحسن من اللي إحنا عايشينها إسا بسبب الفيروس، وإن شاء الله يكون مرق من إسا لوقتها. بعيد عليكم وبقولكم كل عام وانتم بخير، رمضان كريم ورمضان مبارك. That was a small message to my Muslim friends and my Muslim brothers and sisters, especially from Palestine. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like this kind of lessons. If you have any questions, any doubts, please share them with us in a comment below. Try to follow me on Instagram because you have daily vlogs and daily content Arab wise at MAHA'S, and also follow my Facebook page at Learn Arabic with Maha, one word. Thank you for my patrons for supporting my project and my lessons in general. Thank you so much for the support, and I will see you guys in a following Arabic lesson with me, Maha. Kiss you. Ramadan Mubarak, everybody. Salama.